too. Maureen, the blue bag. Thank you. Oh, feedback. Can I have a blue bag, please? I need to have my notes. Okay, for those of you who don't know, I'm the president of this organization. Yay! And Maureen's the vice president, and she's Showcase Gallery director. First of all, I want to recognize a couple people, and before I end, first of all, I want to welcome you here. I'm so happy you came out tonight. I'm so happy you entered the show, and I think it's a beautiful show. And the judge herself said this is just remarkable, and the variety is wonderful. And I love the fact that we have somebody in here who's 17 years old, and another person who's 82. So we have the entire span. I love it. The amateur and the very professional who's been doing it for a while. So anyway, I'm sure you've looked around and seen all sorts of things. And some of the older people have experimented and done some wild and crazy things. Okay, we are honoring one of our members, Kimberly Eaton, who was in our got Best of the Show 2 years ago, membership show. And you'll maybe remember her picture is right in the entry, her pastel work, okay? And anyway, she got an award, a really, really special award from Harvey Clemens Memorial Fund, and which paid her to go to Europe and do as much art as she could. Oh, wow. Now here's an artist. He believed in traveling, and he traveled with students. And anyway, Susanna, are you here?
Yes.
Susanna, his wife, is going to tell you a little bit about him.
Well, Harvey had two passions, and I think both of them are wrapped up in what's going on here tonight, art and travel. And so when he died 2.5 years ago, his daughters came up with this idea of establishing this grant. And so we collected money over the year after his death, and we had enough to grant $5,000, and Kimberly Eaton was one of the applicants. We had such strong applicants, but her stood out as, I know he would really, really enjoy this tonight, and he would really like to see her work and know that his legacy is living on. He was an art educator as well as an artist, and he really believed in promoting other artists. So I'm very excited. I spent some time with Kimberly tonight, a little bit more time, and she is so much like him in her enthusiasm and her eagerness to paint. She wanted to stay at Duvernay for hours and hours and hours and just enjoy it and paint it, and he would have wanted to do that too. So, Kimberly, could you come up and maybe say something?
So, thank you for that opportunity that you gave me.
And we're so excited about it.
I'm going to tear up, so I can't say anymore, but thank you very much.
Thank you. We're hoping to perpetuate this grant we'll offer another one probably next year.
And then in July?
Yeah, July, I want to have, and any of you are welcome, we want to feature Kimberly's work at our house. So it would just be Kimberly's work, and maybe some of Harvey's. So anyway, that would be nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to take a few minutes to acknowledge what is called the Gallery Committee. And we meet every month, and we kind of work hard to put these shows together. We do 10 a year. We have Irene Peshkes on the Gallery Committee. Thank you, Irene. We have Sharon Milden, who is also the director of the art show. Thank you very much, Sharon. And we have Bill Fisher, who is also our curator here. I think I've covered all the gallery committee people. Fisher Fowl. And we have two really outstanding female artists, Sue Kong and Mecha Vang, and they sort of are representing opposite ends of the spectrum. They will be our featured artists. So Fish and Fowl, Fish or Fowl, is also tied to the Lunar New Year. So get your paints out, paint me red roosters. You can sign up and be on the postcard. I'm closing down the pre-registration next week on Friday. So see me. Thank you.
Okay, I want to introduce two of my favorite people, and they are the musicians. Joe Tavris and Todd Richardson with his band. Not only are they wonderful musicians, they're wonderful people. And so in their break, oh, that's right, we don't give you a break. Be sure and say hello to them because they're great people. Joe teaches art. This is art, teaches the art of music. And that's what his life is all about. And Todd is a portfolio manager. Or, you know, if anybody needs a portfolio manager, I'd like to have a portfolio to manage. But anyway, that's his specialty. But these two guys met in high school, or junior high. Junior high, and they have been friends for ever since. That would be 3 years, right? No. Anyway, thank you. They bring to us beautiful music, don't they? Yes. And I'd like to also, yes. And I'd also like to introduce a couple of people who are new to us. They are, well, every year we give scholarships. And we give scholarships mostly to the community colleges that are local. And we also give one a scholarship opportunity to be in the window in Laguna Gallery. And also this year we're giving the Canyon, the Laguna Canyon Art School. And we're giving them a scholarship too. So I would like to introduce, it's really interesting because when he brought his stuff in, I said, you know something, sometimes people who are new to us just win awards. And I didn't even know the judge at that time, so hey, I didn't know what I was talking about. But Andrew Orozco, would you please say hello? Now you're our recipient from which college?
Irvine Valley College.
Irvine Valley College. And we have another representative here, Gracia Cordosa Galdames. We haven't met. I'm so glad you entered the show too. So anyway, that's pretty exciting to me. Let's see now. I'm going to introduce the judge to you. So first time, we like to get judges from all sorts of different places so that we can't predict what they'll like and what they won't like. And anyway, so Chris Sullivan is pretty well known. Raise your hand if you know her. Oh my goodness, more people than I thought. She's a signature member. This was our judge. A signature member of the Watercolor West. She's a motivating and influential teacher, a respected juror, and inspiring painter. She was an assistant for Rex Brandt Painting Studio way back when. She was graduate of Fine Arts at the University of California, Davis. There's a whole thing here. She went to school with Wayne Thiebaud and Bob Arnston, William Wiley, Roy DeFrost, Ralph Johnson, and Tio Giambruni. Okay? And she went on to get her teaching credential as well, beyond that. She was an art professor at Coastline College for 34 years. I don't see how she got all this stuff because she looks so young to me. She does. But she retired in 2014 after giving the Teaching Excellence Award at Coastline. And there's more about her. And whenever I called her and asked if she would do this for us, because she was recommended by someone, I said, the problem is we have such great variety here. And I said, if you're only a specialist in one area, then that's gonna be a problem for you, maybe for us. And can you do 3D? And she laughed and she said, she spent 8 years at the Laguna Festival of Arts, you've heard of it, right? And during that time, she was also a judge for people who were coming in to that show. So, anyway, I was so happy to have her, and she was so pleased to see everything. So, I'm going to tell you, this is what this paper looks like. And if you want a copy, it's at the desk. I have more copies of it to see who your judge was. Okay, now we're going to go through this very quickly, and I'm sure that they're kind of mixed up. And here's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to do all the honorable mentions first in no order, just honorable mentions. But I'll tell you who they are and what their artwork is. And then I'll go on to third prize, and then second prize, and then on up. Okay?